Hi, sorry everyone, we just got cut off there because of the internet. Those of you who are tuning in, we're just talking about property here, and I'm here talking to one of Julie Condliffe's students, Vicky, in Birmingham. She's got into the property business and has now acquired a serviced apartment here in Birmingham. So I'm just speaking to her about how she did it, how she got support from Julie Condliffe, and that's where we're at. And before we got cut off, I was just showing you around the property here in central Birmingham, but also how much she's making per month. So she only started this business 3 months ago, and already it's been booked for the rest of the year. And let's have a look, Vicky, how much are you actually making?
Just from this property alone, so far, this is what we've made so far. I don't know if you can see that. That is just from this apartment alone. So yeah, the figures keep coming in. They keep coming in because the month. Yeah, that's for the month of October. It says so on there. Okay.
So that's for so this is the amount that she's currently making.
That is what I'm pretty much making per month.
Oh, this month.
Yeah, that's for this month of October. It could be more depending on the number of guests I get, because for every 2 people, after every 2 people, I charge an extra £45 per person. So that's how I make the money.
Yeah.
So the more people, the more I make. So I charge per person.
And how many people can actually be in this property?
You can easily squeeze in 6 people, because 2 in each bedroom, and then 2 that's sofa can change into a sofa bed.
Okay.
That is a double bed on its own. Yeah.
Okay, so that's really,
So
really
2
amazing.
for 6. Yeah.
So there's quite a big achievement there. Let's see the comments and what people. I don't know if we've fallen off or we're still live.
Have you started a new one? There's a new feed.
Okay, so yes, we're having some network problems there. If you've just tuned in, please do type in freedom, and Julie Condliffe and her team will be in touch with you, and it can explain to you the work that she's doing to mentor a lot of people. Some of you are saying, do you have to be a single mother? Of course not. You don't have to be a single mother. This is for anyone. It doesn't even have to be for anyone who's got any issue. It could be someone who's already kind of quite wealthy and just wants to expand their business. So this is for anybody. But today I'm just speaking to a person, or to Vicky rather, who has actually started. And I just wanted to show that, you know, you can make it. Vicky, you've put in the determination, she's put in the hard work, she's put in the commitment, and she's decided to free herself of, you know, financially. You've got so much financial freedom now, you feel happy, and you're in a different and a better place, I suppose.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Yes.
Which I'm grateful to God for, and I thank Julie for just saying yes and giving me that opportunity, you know, and she's just been amazing. She's just been awesome. That's all I can say. She's a really, really genuine person.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Yeah. So on top of what Vicky went through as a program, Julie at the moment has got a new program which has come up called Fire Your Boss. Yeah, Fire Your Boss. So it's a 12-week course that you do. You purchase the course and you do that course for 12 weeks, and it takes you through everything. It takes you through rent-to-rent serviced apartments. It takes you through supported living, HMOs, all these property businesses. So again, if you want to invest in this or be part of this, then all you need to do is just type freedom, and you'll be able, Julie and her team will be able to send you all those details. And like Vicky, you can actually make it, because in 3 months she's got to where she's got to. And a number of things that Vicky, you've already said is, you know, you prayed.
I prayed, yes, and I asked for God's guidance.
You asked for God's guidance?
Yeah, I trusted God rather than people, because people can give you their own opinions.
Yes.
But then God will give you exactly the right guidance you need in order to succeed. So I trusted God, and haven't told not much people, not even my family, not even my friends. So you'll be surprised to see me on here, I'm sure.
And then also the mentoring you've been getting from Julie has just been amazing.
Oh yeah, she made sure she's available when you needed to talk to her. Yeah, she availed herself. If she was busy, she would return your call as soon as she could.
Yes.
So she was very accessible and very approachable, and she understood my my weaknesses. She knew. Yeah, she took her time to understand who I was, my goals, what I was trying to achieve, and then she made sure she aided in helping me to achieve those goals.
Yes.
And as a result, I am seeing results. And one thing about myself is sometimes I feel like I procrastinated a lot before, but then when you have a mentor checking on you, like, okay, where are we? We need to move, Vicky, we need to push. And then that way there's no sitting down. You have to move, you have to grow.
And that's something quite striking that you said, that because a lot of people just think, well, I can just go and find the information anywhere I want, and the information is out there, but you just need a mentor. You need a strategist to come with the blueprints and actually help you.
I did try that information overload from everywhere, but then when you have somebody who's guiding you, who's got the experience and expertise, and she's got a team of amazing people who, if she doesn't know anything, she will refer you to somebody who can actually help you. Which is absolutely amazing.
So those times, one of the things you said was obviously it was some points were challenging along the way, but the mastermind was one of the things that really helped you stay on track and focused. That group.
Yes. The amount of energy these women have, it is so good. It's amazing. It rubs off. It rubs onto you, So you feel like, okay, we're like a family. If they can do it, you can do it as well. So if you're facing any challenges, you can reach out to any one of them who's probably doing the same business. You reach out to somebody who's having a service accommodation as yourself. You reach out, they'll give you, all that support. So it is quite a good community Julie created, which we're like sisters basically.
And you're all very supportive of
each other. We are very supportive of each other.
And how do you feel about yourself? You're making $4,000 plus per month, or close to that per month. I mean, it's not even the month end yet, but you're close to $4,000 from this service department. How do you feel when you kind of reflect on this journey? How does it make you feel?
I just give God all the glory because of that, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been in this space. But at the same time, again, it feels like good that, okay, I don't really have to depend on my job to actually, live on. I can afford not to go to work now because I am working here, because I'm doing everything here. And I still pay myself, which is quite good. So I feel very motivated because I'm doing my own thing while I'm here. So it feels really good. I feel that freedom a bit, that, what, I know I'm not quite there yet, but then I'm on my way. So I'm very
and
excited.
It's almost like you started and then it's the next and it's the next.
Yeah, because it's just a copy and paste, like Julie says. Once you master one,
you just continue.
And then she says, the more you do, the more you make. That's how service to accommodation works.
So for people who are listening, who are out there, what kind of advice would you give them, or what would you say to them about what you've experienced in the Julie Condliffe Academy, as well as the process you've gone through? Because there have been challenges along the way, but you've kind of kept focused and determined. Can you just speak to the viewers there and just encourage them, or just tell them what it's been like for you?
Okay. For me, it was a journey. I had to do a lot of things that were so unpleasant for me to be able to be here. I sacrificed quite a lot in terms of cutting down on the luxuries I used to enjoy, such as holidays, such as driving a nice car. I used to drive a car on finance, which I took back just to try and cut down on costs. I did a lot of cutting down on even going out. It costs a lot sometimes to go out, buying a new dress for every occasion. I stopped all that. It was a painful process. Even going shopping every other day, I stopped doing that. I planned well in advance to save, so I started saving bit by bit for quite a long time. And then before I knew it, I was talking, the money is gone. It's grown to $5,000. The money is grown to 10. The money is grown to 15. I was like, oh wow. But then what do I do with that amount of money? I wanted to invest it. So that's where I started, you know, to invest. But then you need to have, even if you join the group, you need to have some discipline enough to, you know, to save up at least something.
Yeah.
And then one other thing as well, my credit wasn't good. You need to have a good credit score as well, just so that you have more advantage rather than me, because I had to struggle a lot with all this referencing, you know. Estate agents are not just going to give you a property just like that. They'll make it really hard for you by referencing you really thoroughly to see if you can afford, by doing credit checks and all that. So bit by bit, if somebody wants to get onto this property ladder, like how I am doing it, I know you could easily do it with a bad credit, but then it's better to have a really good credit.
But there was something about, in your process, Julie helped you in kind of mending your own credit.
Oh yes.
So all that help is there
Julie
as well,
helped.
isn't it?
Yes, she did chip in.
She showed you what to do.
She
and how
showed
to
me what to
maneuver.
do, how to maneuver. There's always a way with Julie.
Yes.
Even if they say no, she'll say, oh, ask them this. Or let me, sometimes she would talk to people on my behalf, and then a decision will probably turn around, because she's the expert. She knows, she's mentoring me and all that. But then, wow, she's just amazing. She just taught me how to be confident when addressing such issues now. So I had to go around the routes to actually get reference, to actually get this property. But it wasn't that easy. Yeah. But then the person who would need to come into this space would need to have a really good credit check. You might as well start, you know, by paying bills on time, just simple things like that.
Yeah. And you also need that guidance, because sometimes when people are in credit, they just kind of think, oh, it's too much of a big mountain. But when you actually start making those repayments, it makes it easy.
It makes it easier, definitely.
And then it improves your credit.
It
But
does.
all those techniques you get in this mastermind and through the academy.
Yes.
And yes, you've heard from Vicky there. So she's into a service department business, property business under the Julie Condliffe Academy. And if you want to know more, you want to be part of this, I would strongly advise you just type freedom in the comment section, and Julie and her team will be in touch with you, and they'll give you all the information you need. And at the moment, I mean, you're on your way to kind of just be completely financial, have all total financial freedom.
Yes, I can't go back now.
You can't go back now. It's only
too late.
forward.
Yes,
Yes,
only
yes.
forward, yes.
And at the moment, there's a Fire Your Boss campaign, which the Academy, the Julie Condliffe Academy, is running, and it's a 12-week course, and you can get onto that and just start learning the different strategies on how you can do something like this, rent-to-rent service apartments, or also supported living, HMOs, and so many other strategies that you can use in kind of helping you make it through property. Now, those of you who don't know Julie, I would also advise you to go onto, you can even go on Facebook under the Julie Condliffe Academy and just like that page and follow her. Vicky said she followed Julie before she made her decision, before she took that leap of faith. And we know that there's so many things going on out there, and people might be recommending all sorts of things, but you want to be recommended to a person who shows the evidence. We're all moved by evidence, and what we need is information, and Julie's got the information that will help you, and the strategies that will help you to get totally have that financial freedom and fire your boss. Now, if you believe that this is your time and this is your year to make that change, again, Vicky talked about mindset and said it's about renewing your mind. It's about that paradigm shift. And when you start working with Julie, she teaches you on how to transform your mind, because our minds are our biggest obstacles. Once you change it in here, everything else falls into place. And when you have Julie as your strategist, and when you have Julie Condliffe as someone giving you that blueprint to make it, how can you go wrong? But one key thing that I don't want us to lose sight of is, Vicky, you've got to put in the work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You've got to put in the work. This is not a spoon-feeding thing, right?
Yes, I had to do some painful things, like after coming from a night shift, come here to do some cleaning after a guest is checked out, and then go back home, put the linen in the washing machine, sleep, wake up, put it in the dryer, wake up. It was not an easy, thing to start off with. You have to be willing to put in the work because it is hard work. I'm not going to say it's all going to come on a silver platter. You have to literally work for it. I know there are ways that you can make, it's hands-free, but then at the moment, I'm trying to save on, getting cleaners, getting this, getting that, because I've still got just the two. But then as I progress and grow, obviously I'll be, recruiting some people. But then at the moment, the get-go, there's so much hard work that you need to put in, and you need to be organized, to make sure that you don't, do double bookings, you don't, miss your appointments and stuff. So yeah.
But you got that guidance as well. And
I've
you've got to
got
have
the
that.
guidance.
You need to have that discipline, which you have, and you put in the hard work. And here's the evidence. So
thank
well done.
you.
High five. You go, girl.
Thank you, darling.
Yes. So, guys, this is what you have to do. Type freedom. When you type freedom, you will be able to get more information on how you can join the Fire Your Boss program. It's a 12-week program called Fire Your Boss. Are you ready to fire your boss? Do you want to be your own boss? Do you want to be financially free? Do you want to go to a restaurant and not worry about what's on the right-hand side? The right-hand side is the prices, right?
Yeah.
You just want to walk in there. You want to have that freedom. You want to go on that holiday. And this is it. This is what people are doing. They're getting into property, and we've got evidence that Julie Condliffe has really helped someone like Vicky. And we're going to hear more from many other people. I'm going to go around and meet other students that Julie has mentored and hear from them as well about what they're doing. Now, today, it was all to do with service apartments. But other people are doing various things, supported living and many other types of property investments. So the process is just type in freedom, you get the material, Julie will be in contact with you, and then we'll take you through the packages. There's the mastermind package, and it's actually starting in November, I believe. There's one starting in November. You need to jump onto that if you can. Jump onto the mastermind, but you need, there's so many people that have been contacting the academy, and you don't want to miss it, and you don't want to be told that actually it's full and there's no spaces, because there's been so many people who've made contact. But you need to kind of really make that decision. What is stopping you? What obstacle is there? Obviously, you need to make a commitment, and you need to make a financial commitment to it, because a lot of people want things for free, but sometimes you've got to think about what you have to commit to get that freedom. She committed as a student financially, and right now she's earning 10 times more than ever. So you can do it too. So type freedom, you'll get the information sent out to you, and then there's the Fire Your Boss campaign, and also the mastermind, which is starting in November. So there's no need for you to wait. Just get into that. And once again, also follow Julie on Facebook. So Julie Condliffe Academy on Facebook. So Vicky, before we actually call this a wrap, so you've got your child, and you've got the business, and you're a student. How are you, on earth are you balancing it all together?
Oh, it's not an easy thing, I would say. But then I've learned to actually prioritize. I've learned, a friend of mine taught me how to, write down in every hour what you're supposed to be doing, so that way you're more efficient and you get things done more quicker. And then I also prioritize family time. I make sure I've got enough time with my daughter to do homework, to go out swimming or do any sort of activity. She likes going to the forest, so I make time to go with her to the forest, just going up the mountains, just taking pictures and just breathing some fresh air. I do find some time for that as well. At uni, I make sure the 2 days I'm in uni, I do all my uni work there, and the night before I go to uni, I make sure I read ahead. So yeah, that's how I've managed. Even the meals, I plan meals ahead, and then I make sure I just plan things ahead. I think I've gotten better now at actually trying to be organized, because there's no other option than to be organized. So there's one day I dedicate to actually iron, prepare the food, iron and prepare the clothes for the whole of the week, the uniforms, and then the clothes I have to plan ahead, the clothes I'm going to wear, even though sometimes I might change my mind, but then at least it's all sorted out, everything with the matching, everything. So we just up, take and go. That's all we do. So I've just learned to be organized and to try and, balance it out, or yeah. So I know definitely I do some night shifts still. I still do some night shifts, but then I've started to cut down. I started from 4.
So that you focus more.
Yeah, I started on 4, 3. Now I'm doing 2. I think I'm cutting down now, but then I'm still okay. So it is actually working out. So every weekend that's when I work. Yeah.
There's some questions which are coming through here. Tandy, you are saying, so there's no hope for those with bad credit. Then there is hope.
There is
for
hope
people.
because my credit
It's
is not
about
good.
knowing what to do and how to build back your credit rating. And yes, there's organizations there that can help, but also Julie can give you that advice and help you through that process. So this is for anyone, regardless of your situation. It doesn't matter where you're at. This is something that you can get involved in. There was also, did you say service department? This is Angela, yes. So this is a service department that Vicky has actually started the business. So it's rent to rent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rent to rent. But obviously going through that process and the legalities of it is something that you can be guided on once you're in the academy. And you needed quite a lot of guidance with regards to
I
it.
had no clue whatsoever.
Yes. There was another question that popped up on here. In fact, your property, this one, is where how do people book?
Okay, it is on booking.com. It's called Nasha Signature Apartment. You can book it from booking.com. It's also on Airbnb. Yeah, so you can book it from there. Nasha Signature Apartment.
Nasha Signature Apartment. And this apartment has got God in the center of it. That's why it's called Nasha,
yes,
right?
Definitely.
So Nasha Signature Apartment, and it's on
Airbnb and booking.com.
Booking.com.
Yeah.
And again, once you get into the process, you're told how to kind of how to advertise yourself and things like that.
Definitely. Yeah.
So at the moment, this property is kind of like it's 100% occupancy, isn't it? What percentage?
I would say over 90.
It's over 90%
Yeah,
occupancy.
I've blocked some days. For instance, today I've blocked it so that we can, do this interview.
Thank you. So you blocked it to see me. Oh, thank you.
No, it's okay. But we're still okay.
I was really looking forward to seeing you. I needed to kind of know
I
you.
wanted to see you as well. But
Yeah.
I'm so humbled and honored to actually have had the interview with you. Thank you, Ethel, for coming round. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so it's over 90%.
Over 90, yeah, I would say between 94 to 98. Yeah.
So that is amazing.
average,
That
yeah.
is amazing. I mean, that is kind of way up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's just that momentum that you get from being mentored and also hearing from other people who are part of the mastermind and just supporting each other. It sounds like it's a fountain of hope and support as well.
Yeah.
So if you if you think your situation is hopeless, this is what you need to get into, because it sounds like there's a lot of hope in here, isn't it? And you give each other that hope.
There is, yeah.
Which
you
then
support
propels
each other.
you.
Yes, because somebody might go through the same challenge that you're going through, and they'll tell you how they what they did to actually overcome. Yeah, so which makes
So you're hearing from other people's challenges
Yes.
and things like that. Okay. So just to wrap this up, Vicky, thank you so much,
Thank
girl.
you, Ethel. Thank you so much.
It's been such a pleasure, and thanks for the chicken
Oh, you need to
and the
interview more.
olives, olives and chicken. So it's been such a great pleasure being here. If you need to kind of get into what Vicky has actually been part of, which is the Julie Condliffe Academy, all you need to do is just type freedom in the comments, and Julie Condliffe and her team will be in touch with you, and they'll just guide you on what is the Fire Your Boss 12-week course if you needed to start that, or the mastermind, which is what Vicky did. And again, there's a lot of flexibility in even payments, isn't it? Obviously, you have to invest financially, but you'll be given all those details when you actually type freedom. All those details will come to you, and I believe you can also pay in installments if that's an option you want to take. So what are you waiting for? This is the time. Change your mind, paradigm shift, and actually get into this. And as Vicky has said,
I
Julie,
highly recommend the mastermind. I highly recommend it.
Vicky has said
I
she
was
highly
skeptical
recommends.
at first, but then once I was in, I was like, oh wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So as you've heard there, she said she was a bit hesitant, and I can see that some of you are asking so many hesitant questions. What you need to do is just find out. You need information. Just type freedom, get the information, and then make your decision on what you want to do. Like I said, there's the spaces are going to be going because loads of people have already made contact, and the spaces are going to be going. So I don't want you to wait, and I don't want you to miss this opportunity. So just go ahead, type freedom. What have you got to lose? Do it. Get the information and actually make a start. You've got to take that leap of faith, and you've got to make a start, because who knows, this could be it. This could be the end of any financial struggle if you're part of that. I just want to say thank you to Vicky. Please help me say thank you to Vicky as we start to round up, and also for your time. She's blocked out her day to kind of really have me come here and speak to her. I was curious to what she's doing as a service department. She's earning $4,000 a month in doing this, and she's on a second property and even thinking of a third property, all under the guidance and leadership and mentorship of Julie Condliffe, who's the strategist, and the blueprint has helped her kind of follow that blueprint in how to do it. I'm going to be going around and speaking to other students who are part of Julie Condliffe's Academy. So please do stay tuned and ask as many questions as you need to, and also follow Julie Condliffe on Facebook. It's been so wonderful just having you here and listening to this. And Vicky, you're amazing. You're my new best friend.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. Oh, it means a lot to me, Ethel. Thank you.
So it's been amazing, and it's so good to just hear these inspiring stories, and also to see that someone has got the evidence that it can work. So it can work for you. So go ahead and get in touch with Julie, type freedom, and I'll see you at a different location talking about talking to more of Julie's students. You take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I grew up in Zimbabwe, in a little place called Budiriro. Most people would refer to it as the ghetto, so quite a really rough area. That's where I grew up. I moved to the UK in 1998. I didn't know anybody here at all. Leaving home itself was really difficult, but getting here was a totally different struggle. The challenges that I faced were that, as I said, I didn't know anyone, and there were times where I didn't have anywhere to live. I would sleep in the red phone boxes. So how long have you got in relation to the challenges that I faced coming here? The fact that we as a family were made homeless a couple of times. My mom, as I said earlier, was a housemaid. She entered into this unwritten contract with the person she worked for, whereby she was told we could own the house if she worked almost for free for a period of 5 years. She did that diligently, but on expiration of that term, the 5-year term, unfortunately things didn't go according to plan. They didn't have any written documentation at all. We could not afford a solicitor, so we were kicked out of our family home. That broke my heart into so many pieces. That encouraged me to actually want to become a solicitor even more than I wanted previously as a little girl. I knew that I wanted to be able to help people, particularly in property matters. I became more passionate than ever before.
Hi, my name is Judith. I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse now for 18 years. And ever since I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I have always wanted to get out of the rat race. I have tried different strategies to make money and to prosper. And even though I knew property was my passion, I had fear. I had 10,000 reasons why it wouldn't work for me until I met Julie Condliffe from Property Pro. She has made property easy for me. I have removed barriers from my mind. I have since purchased my own property for my own portfolio, and I have had the privilege to joint venture with other women who are like-minded like myself in the Property Pro group, and we purchased 2-3 properties, one of them being a commercial conversion, and by God's grace I'm going to add 2 more properties to my portfolio. And like Julie would say, if she can do it, I can do it, you can do it.
Hi everyone, my name is Gertie. I'm a professional property investor. I joined Property Pro World a few months ago, and I started off just watching from the outside. To be honest, I was curious, I was quite suspicious. It sounded like quite a big risk. Some of the questions that I had before were, how is it that we can say that I don't necessarily need to have a mortgage to go up the property investment route? I don't necessarily always have to have a large amount of capital. What is this all about? It sounded too good to be true. So hey ho, here's where I am. So I joined the mastermind group, which is an amazing group with Julie Condliffe and the Property Pro team. So in that group, you're connected to like-minded people, specialists in the property industry who've done it, so they can walk with you through each and every step. So they're connected.
Zimbo Live TV. We go there, we tell the story, live from the ground. Zimbo Live TV. We go there, we tell the story, live from the ground. Zimbo Live TV. We go there, we tell the story, live from the ground.